Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
XRP's on the move again, and I know there's a lot of people who have been saying that this time it's different, and that we had that run up to 50 cents this past week, and now it looks like this thing might be going again. So it's going to be interesting to see. And if you look right here, Dark Defender says XRP eyeing 54 cents. So a lot of these guys seem to be seeing something. Now, I really like where crypto bull's going here. I see XRP repeating the same 10 months flat pattern as it did in 2017 before takeoff. The top trending matches up with $27 by end of June. I'll take $27 by the end of June all day long. Just in NASDAQ to launch crypto custody service in Q2 2023. Now, Gary, I've been saying it for years now, what Gary has been up to, all right? And Gary Gensler, this has never been about crushing crypto. It's about crushing the upstarts of crypto so that he can hand this off to his Wall Street buddies. That's why they put him there, and he was put there to crush it when the time was right, to crush the upstarts. John Deaton's pointing it out here. We just learned the NASDAQ plans to custody Bitcoin by the end of June. Listen to Gary Gensler before he was chair of the SEC. He says the unregulated exchanges are doing better than the incumbents, and he defends the incumbents and how they want in on this space. Listen to this.
That a large number of these things are, in fact, securities. Mm-hmm. Does that have a chilling effect on the whole blockchain space?
I believe that it's a net positive. So much in our economic life and in our personal lives oscillates. So it might have a chilling effect on this frothy ICO market, but I think it's a positive for blockchain. We have right now major institutions that want to significantly adapt and adopt, asset managers who want to invest in this space, major exchange companies that want to move into the space.
But they need me to go and crush the new guys.
In aggregate, I'm making an estimate here that the unregulated exchanges in aggregate make more money, more bottom line than the aggregate regulated spaces in the securities field around the globe right now.
Wow.
So they want to get into the space. Right now, the incumbents are making less than the startups. You might say, well, that's bully good. But the incumbents are doing it in part because they're front running and they're not treating their customers and investors in a way that probably you'd want.
Right.
So now we all know why Gary was sent. Now, this is from Germany, their DWP bank, to offer Bitcoin trading to 1,200 affiliate banks on the new platform. And then John says, on behalf of his incumbent masters, Gary will crush crypto as much as possible. Coinbase isn't the only exchange that'll get a Wells notice. I guarantee it. Banks are starting to announce news just like the NASDAQ will custody Bitcoin by the end of June. So you're starting to see all of these TradeFi, traditional financial firms, they're starting to step to the plate. I've been saying it for years. They've been building their custody behind the scenes, and they've been literally letting all these upstarts have their little playground. And now Gary's job is to come in and crush it. If you want some good news out of it, look, I won't be complaining at the idea that I can go and I can put my digital assets with a place and not have to worry about it, just like you don't have to worry about stock certificates. I'm looking forward to that day, actually. But I don't think that I don't agree with them crushing all these guys that have worked so hard to create these great crypto companies just so that Gary's friends on Wall Street can maintain their positions. I think that's terrible and wrong. Now, check this out. This is from Squawk Box. the banking system's having some serious issues, folks.
Down to the New York Stock Exchange. Jim Cramer joins us now.
Our buddy Jim Cramer's reporting on it.
I've been conditioned to love Fridays, Jim. Starting to wonder. Every Friday we seem like we start worrying about what's going to happen over the weekend. This is the third or fourth in a row. Do we need to worry?
Yes, without a doubt. I think that there are situations, let's put it this way, where things need to be resolved before Monday, maybe Tuesday if lucky. But I say that only because they can be resolved. We do have a huge opportunity that the Fed is offering at the discount window, and I think that only companies that have negative equity should really have a problem. These others should avail themselves of this because normally their bonds may be underwater as much as they may be maybe at 80, but they can borrow at par, and no one's going to know that they did. So companies need to take action today. If they don't, they will be targeted by short sellers, and the short sellers will win.
Okay, so that's where things are. Now, yesterday we had Deutsche Bank. Now they're acting like Deutsche Bank might have problems. Shares slide 11% after sudden spike in the cost of insuring against its default. I mean, these are massive operations, folks. Then you got this. China cuts U.S. Treasury holdings to lowest level since global financial crisis, and the sales are accelerating. At the same time, China's increasing its gold reserves. Go figure. Then you got this. Yesterday, she convened an emergency financial stability meeting on Friday as banking crisis explodes. Now, in the midst of all of this stuff, the other thing that you're noticing right now, the dynamic is this. You're noticing the government's cracking down on the new upstarts in crypto, and at the same time, you're starting to see, whereas there's been nothing but FUD against Ripple and XRP for all these years, all of a sudden we're starting to see favorable treatment, almost as if there was a plan. I mean, if I didn't know better, Fortune Crypto, Ripple, and XRP may finally be for real. I wrote a version of this headline titled, "Is Ripple for Real?" 6 years ago for Fortune. At the time and on many occasions since, I've pondered this exact question. A big reason for this is that XRP, the token often associated with Ripple, is different than other cryptocurrencies. Unlike the other blockchain projects, there's never been any mining or proof of stake mechanism. So anyway, this is a paid article, and so I don't pay Fortune to read their articles, and so that's as far as I can go. But it's just interesting that all of a sudden that Ripple's getting favorable news coverage out of nowhere. Now we've got the Luna guy, Do Kwon. Here he is. He's been busted and he's being arrested. Here he is. This is the perp walk. There he goes. We live in some interesting times, don't we? And then Coinbase is gonna. I think that this crypto crackdown is the biggest political miscalculation in the history of political miscalculations. This government that is cracking down on crypto, these guys are going to be they're going to regret it big time when it comes time for the next election. I can assure you of that. Okay, then you got this. All of a sudden, Bank of America has figured out that tokenization of automobile titles could enable fractional vehicle ownership. What have we been talking about? The NFT thing was never about cartoon monkeys. That was like the testing ground. What it's really about is the tokenization and that's not a word, the tokenization of real world assets that's going to make markets that have traditionally not been liquid. And that is going to be a game changer. If you can imagine owning a piece of real estate or owning a car, you could literally own 1/100th of a car. I mean, in this world that we're going into, it's going to be fascinating. What I've always, some examples I've always used is just, for instance, all of my friends are really into college football. And everybody has their team and they're into their team. Imagine if a university wanted to tokenize their football stadium. I went to Auburn. Imagine they wanted to tokenize their stadium. The tokens representing ownership in that stadium, I just know how this would work. All of a sudden you've got an emotional tie to something, and I'm telling you because I just know Auburn's football stadium, the tokens would sell out in less than 24 hours because that's how rabid the fans are. But imagine that world that we're going into and how big that business will be. It's going to be massive what's coming. And now Bank of America is here talking about tokenizing automobile titles. This thing can go all kinds of places. Now, I like this right here. This guy said, for XRP lovers, listen to this video. This is fascinating to realize in how small of a group that you as an XRP holder are in.
Here's a great tweet by Black Ghost. This is a visualization of all the people in the world. And if we zoom in, that blue box is all the people who have heard about crypto. This little green box is the people who own crypto. Zoom in even further, yellow is the people who have heard of XRP. Red is the people who own XRP, and that little pink dot is people who own over 25,000 XRP. So to all the influencers out there saying that the banks aren't going to let a few people get really rich, I don't think they give a fuck.
What a great video. And then finally, I love this clip. Listen to our buddy Joseph Lubin. Wow, I'm going to have to hit the refresh button on this one. Let's see here. Come on now.
Focus on Ether for a moment, because there was this lawsuit brought by the New York Attorney General against KuCoin. Within that, the New York AG suggested that if Ether could be a security, as part of that, they say that the shift of proof to stake has incentivized users to own ETH due to the pooling method and the nature of the way the Ethereum blockchain works. What's your view on that? Do you think it's a security?
So anybody can say anything. It doesn't make it true. It's unfortunate that that sort of sideswipe was made, but I don't think it's all that relevant.
But people are trading it and staking it with the expectation of profit. That is one of the determinants of what is a security. Sure. So is that not concerning?
People buy barrels of oil with the expectation of profit.
Good point. So you're confident at this point that ETH is not a security? What if it is?
Definitely not.
What's the implications?
What if it is a security?
What are the implications?
I don't think there's any point to speculate on something that is extremely unlikely.
Man, this is the first time since we started covering all this that I can remember that this guy is actually put on the hot seat. He thought he had a free pass for all these years, and ETHgate has always been real. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that ETHgate was always real. They just ignored us.